Sliding scales of form, a spatial renegotiation of the suburban field.
One day, we couldn't go outside anymore. It turned to 2 days, then 3. Before we knew it, a whole month had gone by. Kids still had to go to school, and parents still had to go to work, but really, we were all just stuck together waiting, and waiting, and waiting at home. After we could go outside again, Mom said we were moving. We were going to a place where we could spend more time together as a family and live with Grandma under almost the same roof. I was happy to get to go anywhere. I packed up all my toys, and even though I'll miss my friends, I'm glad I'll still get to go to class with them. So off we go. What's it going to be like there?
It's gonna be like one big home where we all share the best fun stuff.
So a big house like one of these?
Not exactly. These are all individual houses with big walls to keep in and out, and individual lawns and driveways and setbacks to keep apart. Where we are moving, there's only fused fences.
What's a fused fence?
A fused fence could be a bench or a garden or a bed, or it can grow and become a bike rack.
So that still didn't answer my question.
Here, this guide might explain a little better than I can. Our mission is to atomize domestic life through placement of shareable architecture to redefine the conventional notion of domain and collision of domestic atoms. Influential precedents range from the formal to the architectural. Previous architectural experiments with expanding domestic form have been implemented by an array of designers with influences varying from the formal to the architectural lessons. The collided community approach is focused on expanding the idea of domain through shareable atomized objects, which are all rated on the share scale and available in one form or another to residents. The fused fence snakes through the community, growing into benches and planters where needed, but its main purpose is to unite, not divide. The bonded bath has 2 entries, but when you are inside, it might as well be all yours, conveniently located steps away from home. The collided kitchen is a great avenue for morning chatter, and if something smells good on the other side, open up. Residents are known to share. Sospecitos is the logo paying it forward cafe. All visitors are always welcome to share a meal. Level up or down through the slidey stairs. They are a multi-generational playground, complete with slide and climbing wall to boast. The green pot is where stuff grows. Neighbors gather in this collectively grown spice garden to share spices and recipes. The lending lounge is where books, games, and toys can be checked out under the take a toy, leave a toy policy. Share as much as you want. Through a spatial reorganization of the current suburban landscape, the community emerges. The process of scattering domestic atoms and allowing social negotiations to occur is not only undoing the social damage that setback restrictions have allowed to go on, but redefining the traditional notion of what a home could be. What were once setback barriers are now the domain bands that bond together, intersecting at the atomized objects. The home contents include an array of collided room types, varying from the duo, the double, and the single. Domains range in different collided forms to better serve the needs of an array of constituents. The family pod is collided with a long-term visitor pod, expanding to host guests or even a place for grandma. All can call the expanded domain home. This is where the amenities like Sospecitos and the lending lounge are located. The immediate domain within the expanded encloses the atoms needed for daily domestic life, or what usually constitutes a conventional individual home, while the personal domain is the most private enclosure of the home. Through these architectural enclosures and the collision of domestic atoms, the community can be drawn together by a fused fence instead of behind a picket one. This community has been very welcoming. Meeting everybody was easy to do when you run into each other all the time. They sure do learn names quickly here. We've recently also had an open house to show possible neighbors what the community is like to live here. Our son is taken to living here quite well. There's plenty of nooks and crannies for him to get into that he knows the place better than even we do. It's clear now more than ever that though people live separate lives, as a collective, we can unite in key parallel moments to produce a more diverse and interdependent sense of community. Is there anything you'd like to add?
I'm so glad we are finally at home together. I wouldn't even mind being stuck here.